7 guns, quietly becoming harder to get. And by the time most people figure it out, the window is already closed. We are in the middle of one of the most significant shifts in the civilian and law enforcement firearms market in over a decade. Import relationships are straining. Domestic production is being redirected. Certain platforms are being phased out by manufacturers chasing contract dollars. And the concealed carry landscape in 2026 looks nothing like it did even 3 years ago. This is not about panic. This is about knowing what is happening before it happens to you. If you are shopping for the best concealed carry pistol in 2026, or you already own one of these guns, what comes next matters. These are the 7 firearms you need to understand right now, while you still can. Number 7. SIG SAUER P365 XL. When the original P365 dropped, it broke something in the industry. A micro-compact 9mm holding 10 rounds in a package that size had never been done before. The industry said it was not possible. SIG shipped it anyway, and then it sold faster than they could build them. The XL stretched that platform into something even more capable. Longer sight radius, better trigger reach, and optics-ready slide that actually fits full-size red dots without adapter plates or height-over-bore compromises. It became the benchmark that every other striker-fired micro-compact gets measured against. Here is what is changing. SIG is one of the most contract-loaded firearms manufacturers in the United States right now. The M17 and M18 military handgun contracts, the Next Generation Squad Weapon Rifle Program, and law enforcement volume orders across dozens of agencies. Manufacturing capacity that used to flow freely into civilian channels is being pulled in multiple directions. The P365XL in civilian configuration has been experiencing extended lead times at the distributor level that most dealers are not advertising loudly. They are not pulling it, they are just not restocking at the rate they were. Imagine a plainclothes investigator who needs something that disappears under a sports coat, but still runs a dot and carries 15 rounds in the extended mag. The P365XL is still the answer. But finding one in your preferred configuration at your preferred price point is getting harder every month. Caliber 9mm. Capacity 12+1 flush, 15+1 extended. Barrel length 3.7 inches. Weight 20.7 ounces. Unloaded. Price range $599 to $749. The verdict. SIG's attention is on government contracts now, and the civilian market is absorbing that cost in wait times and disappearing configurations. Stop circling. The window between available and allocated is closing faster than any dealer will admit. Number 6. Walther PDP Compact. Walther built one of the most technically refined carry pistols on the market, and almost nobody outside the law enforcement community noticed. The PPQ had one of the finest factory triggers ever put in a polymer-framed pistol. Then came the PDP, and Walther did something rare. They made it better. The PDP Compact brought a performance-duty trigger into a carry-sized frame. The grip texturing is aggressive in all the right places. The optics cut is factory standard on every model, and the ergonomics genuinely fit more hand sizes than almost any other pistol in this class because Walther designed modular backstraps instead of selling you a different gun. What is happening to it in 2026 is not a rumor. The Pennsylvania State Police, one of the largest law enforcement agencies in the country, officially adopted the Walther PDP as their new duty pistol. More than 4,500 troopers are being equipped with it. They selected both the PDP Compact and the PDP-F series, each one directly milled with the Aimpoint Acro P2. That kind of contract pulls production hard toward law enforcement configuration. The civilian market absorbs the gap in the form of longer wait times and thinning SKU availability. Getting a specific barrel length, specific optic cut configuration, and specific color has become an exercise in patience. Picture a female officer in a plainclothes unit. The PDP Compact fits her hand better than the duty pistol she was issued for 15 years. She wants one for off-duty carry. Right now, that might mean a 6-week wait. Caliber 9mm. Capacity 15+1. Barrel length 4.0 inches, weight 21.5 ounces, unloaded. Price range $649 to $799. The verdict: the Pennsylvania State Police contract is real. More than 4,500 troopers switching to the Walther PDP means production focus has a clear new priority. When a gun becomes the official duty pistol of a major state police agency, civilian configurations become the second order of business. That is where the wait times come from. Number 5. CZ-P10C. Most American shooters still think of CZ as the brand that makes that old steel 75. What they are missing is that CZ just won the German Army contract, and the gun they won it with is the same one sitting on your local dealer's shelf right now at under $500. The P10C took everything CZ learned over 90 years and put it into a modern striker-fired, optics-ready package that competes directly with the Glock 19 at a price point that makes no sense till you shoot one. The trigger on the P10C straight from the factory rivals what most people achieve after spending $200 on aftermarket parts for other guns. The ergonomics are unmistakably CZ'd, and the overall build quality at its price range makes experienced shooters stop and reconsider whatever they thought they knew about budget polymer pistols. In December 2025, the Bundeswehr officially announced the selection. They are calling it the P13. The framework agreement covers up to 203,000 units with an initial order of 65,000. CZ beat out Glock and the RX Delta in the final round of an open international tender. CZ's own CEO called it one of the most significant milestones in the company's 90-year history. That is the kind of military commitment that redirects a factory. Production priority shifts. Lead times grow, and the price floor that made this gun the carry market's best-kept secret starts to move. A competitive shooter on a realistic budget who wants a platform with genuine upgrade potential and aftermarket depth should be looking at this gun right now, not next year. Caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, barrel length 4.02 inches, weight 26 ounces, unloaded. Price range $399 to $529. The verdict: the German Army just handed CZ the biggest contract in the company's history, a framework for up to 203,000 pistols with 65,000 already ordered. On the same platform, you can still walk into a gun store and buy today at one of the best prices in the compact 9mm category. When a manufacturer wins a military contract of that size, the civilian market does not stay unaffected. The price and availability window that exists right now will not exist indefinitely. Number 4. Springfield Armory Hellcat Pro. Gun 4 is the one that built its entire reputation on being the most capable micro-compact at its price point. Now that the price point is starting to feel like a moving target, the original Hellcat was shot across the bow at SIG's P365, 13 rounds in a micro-compact frame. And Springfield, to their credit, did not just defend that position. They kept building. The Hellcat Pro extended the grip, added capacity, and refined the platform into something that sits between the micro-compact and the full compact categories. It fits the hand better than its smaller sibling. It carries something that should not hold that many rounds, and the OSP optics cut made it genuinely competition viable for carry optics shooters who are not ready to spend SIG money. Here is what is happening. Springfield has been expanding its product lines aggressively, pushing the Echelon platform into law enforcement channels and spreading production attention across an increasingly wide catalog. The Hellcat Pro, particularly in the compensated and threaded variants, has seen availability become inconsistent across distributors. It is not gone, but it is no longer the reliable shelf staple it was at launch. Dealers are reporting that specific configurations require ordering rather than pulling from existing stock. A new carrier who wants maximum round count in a small package without paying premium market pricing is exactly the person this gun was built for, and that person's window of finding it easily may be closing. Caliber 9mm, capacity 15+1, flush 17+1, extended, barrel length 3.7 inches, weight 21 ounces, unloaded. Price range $599 to $698. The verdict. Springfield built exactly what the carry market needed, and then redirected focus toward contracts that pay more. The compensated variant is already a find-it-while-you-can situation. Once allocation becomes the norm for a SKU, it takes years to correct. Number 3. Glock 48 MOS. The Glock 48 MOS solved a problem nobody else had figured out. Single stack thin, optics ready from the factory, full 4-inch sight radius, Glock reliability underneath all of it. The carry community ignored it for 2 years and then quietly made it one of the most carried optics-ready pistols on the market. And because it is Glock, the aftermarket depth is effectively unlimited. The issue is generational. Glock officially launched the Gen 6 platform on January 20th, 2026 at the SHOT Show, with the G17, G19, and G45 as the first models. The G48 is not in that launch lineup. What that means in practice is that Glock's production energy, dealer attention, and company narrative are fully absorbed by the new generation. The G48 MOS in its current form is the last clean version of that platform before Glock's full attention moves forward. It is not a discontinuation announcement. It is the kind of silence that precedes one. For a shooter who carries in a hot climate, who needs something that disappears under a light shirt and still runs an RMSC footprint dot. The 48 MOS right now might be the last clean window to buy it at original pricing. Caliber 9mm, capacity 10+1 standard, 15+1 shield arms S15, barrel length 4.17 inches, weight 18.7 ounces, unloaded. Price range $449 to $549. The verdict. Glock does not announce retirements. They slow the line, redirect tooling, and let dealers piece it together. The shooter who buys the 48 MOS now gets the proven version. The one who waits gets whatever the next generation decides to be. Number 2. Canik METE SFT. Gun 2 is the one the carry community is sleeping on. And the reason its access is narrowing has nothing to do with the gun itself. If you have been paying attention to the practical shooting world over the last 3 years, you already know the Canik name. Turkish manufactured, aggressively priced, and built to a tolerance that embarrasses guns costing twice as much. The METE SFT took everything Canik learned from the TP9 series and put it into a modern, optics-ready, full-size frame designed from the beginning for both duty and carry use. The trigger is factory-tuned to a standard that other companies charge you to upgrade to. The optics footprint is Canik's own wide cut that accepts most major mini red dot adapters, and the price point is the kind of number that makes you read it twice. Here is the problem. Turkey's relationship with U.S. trade policy has never been simple. Import duties on Turkish manufactured goods have been a political lever pulled and released multiple times in the last decade. Canik USA has been managing inventory depth carefully to hedge against another round of tariff exposure. If that lever gets pulled again in 2026, Canik products could see price spikes of 40% or more overnight. Not a ban, not a restriction, just economics turning a great value into a merely acceptable one. For a shooter looking to get into a competition-ready carry gun without financing it, the METE at current pricing is one of the best values in the entire handgun market. That pricing may not survive 2026 unchanged. Caliber 9mm, capacity 18+1 standard, 20+1 extended, barrel length 4.46 inches, weight 28 ounces, unloaded. Price range $399 to $499. The verdict. This is not just a budget gun. It is priced below what it should cost, and that gap exists entirely because of tariff risk. That risk has materialized before with Turkish imports. When it does again, the pricing changes overnight and never rolls back. Number 1. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus. Smith & Wesson built the Shield Plus in 2021 and immediately had a problem. It was too good. 13 rounds in a frame barely wider than a single stack. It sold so fast that every other manufacturer had to redesign their compact carry lineup just to keep up. 4 years later, it is still one of the top-selling concealed carry pistols in America. It runs reliably, it points naturally, it has enough aftermarket support to build it into whatever you need it to be. Why is it on this list? Because Smith & Wesson already answered that question on July 29th, 2025, when they officially launched the Shield X, a longer 3.6-inch barrel, an integrated accessory rail that the Shield Plus never had, the clear sight cut that diverts gas away from the optic lens during firing, updated ergonomics drawn from lessons learned building the Bodyguard 2.0. The Shield X is not a rumor or a prototype. It is on shelves right now at $599 MSRP, which means the Shield Plus is already a legacy platform in the eyes of the company that built it. Production focus is shifting. The dialed-in, real-world proven version of the gun is the one being phased out, not the one being pushed forward. It is not dramatic. It is just how product cycles work. But for a first-time buyer who wants a proven carry platform with a decade of real-world data behind it, the Shield Plus right now is exactly that gun. Buying it a year from now may mean buying whatever replaces it, ready or not. Caliber, 9mm. Capacity, 13+1. Barrel length, 3.1 inches. Weight, 20.2 ounces. Unloaded. Price range, $479 to $549. The verdict: more real-world carry data behind this gun than almost anything else in its class. The replacement is already out. Smith & Wesson called it the Shield X. When the next generation is already on shelves, the current one is already being wound down. Buy the proven platform now, or inherit whatever the experiment becomes. The firearms market has always rewarded people who move before the headline, not after it. 7 guns, 7 different reasons the window is narrowing, and 7 different timelines before it closes. Whether you are looking for the best concealed carry 9mm in 2026, or protecting access to something you already own, the time to act on this information is right now, not after the next price spike confirms it. If this kind of market intel is useful to you, subscribe. We cover this industry every week at the level most channels never reach. And which one of these 7 surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. The answer might change what you do next.